Okay, 7th grade, first semester exam review. And this is the short version. Okay, well, number 1. Indicate the answer choice that best completes the statement or answers the question. Number 1, Reggie jogged 2.5 times around the perimeter of the neighborhood. The perimeter of the neighborhood is 2 1/4 kilometers long. How far is the jog? Okay, so you have to look at the wording, and we're asking perimeter. Perimeter is the distance around something. So 2.5 times, and that was 2 1/4 kilometers. So you're going to just multiply across. If you do the secret, you have 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5/2, times 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9/4. Multiply that straight across and simplify. 5 times 9 is 45. 2 times 4 is 8. That is improper. You will need to make it proper and choose your answer. I was going to work on notebook paper. So, moving to number 2. Order the lengths of 1/4 inch, 0.5 inch, and 10 25 inch from least to greatest. And I always put down what it's asking so I don't get confused. Least to greatest. We have 1/4, we have 0.5, and we have 10 25ths. Well, 1/4 equals 0.25. 1/4 out of $1, that's 25 cents. And then you have 0.5, and then you have 10/25. That can be simplified. If you divide by 5, you'll get 2/5. Think about your money again. 2/5 would be 40 cents. Because now we're talking about dimes. And is that right? Let's check. Don't want to be wrong here. Oh, 0.8. No, I did that wrong. Okay, 10. Yep, 0.4. That's correct. Okay, so we're talking about 20 cents. Would be 5 out of $1. So that would be 2 times 2 would be 40 cents. Okay, so I'm looking for least to greatest. So no one has a whole number. So we're looking at our 10th spot. And I want least to greatest. Least is going to be 0.25. So that's going to be my 1/4. The next one's going to be 0.4, which is going to be 10/25. And my greatest one is going to be the half. Okay? So check your answers and choose the right one. Number 3. A restaurant has 3 pies cut into 8ths. By noon, 3/4 of all the pieces were sold. How many pieces of the pie were sold by noon? Okay. Got to look at the wording, word problems, take it one thing at a time. So, restaurant had 3 pies cut into 8ths. So, first thing I want to do is 3 times 8 to find out how many pieces I have. That gives you 24 slices of pizza. By noon, 3/4 of them were sold. Well, I got to find out what 3/4 of them are, right? So let's divide by 4 to figure out what 1/4 is. That's going to give you 6. 24 divided This is 1/4 of the pies. Okay, but she sold 3/4 of the pies. How many pieces of pie were sold? So I want to find out what is the 3/4. So if 6 equals 1/4, 12 would equal 2/4, and 18 would equal 3/4. Okay, so basically you're multiplying 6 by 3 to find your 3/4. Number 4. Determine the value of each expression. Write in simplest forms. So number 4, you have a -7/8 divided by 5/6. Remember, in fractions we keep, change, flip. So keep, change, flip. It'll be a -7/8 times, we're going to flip this to be 6/5. Then you're going to multiply straight across. And if I'm looking at my answers, I know it has to be a negative because there's a negative up here. So I can eliminate those two choices. It's all about elimination, especially if you don't know the answer. So your answer is going to be in the negatives. So now you only have to decide which one is it going to be. Multiply straight across, and then you're going to have to reduce, which should be -42/40, and you need to reduce. Big man's on top. We do not leave that big man on top. So it's improper. You need to simplify. Okay, number 5. Which one is less than, greater than, or equal to? Well, my suggestion is turn them into decimals. Okay, well, this one can be reduced already. So that would be 2/3, -2/3, and -5/14. So you can either change them to a decimal, or you can find this common denominator. Okay, if 10/15 are easier for you, you can do that, or you can do the 2/3, and then 5 divided by 14, and they're both going to be negative. So remember, the larger the negative, the less it is. If it's closer to 0, it's a larger number. Number 6. Write each decimal or fraction or a mixed number in simplest form. There's your key word right there, simplest form. So -0.02. If you know your place value, it's pretty easy. This is your ones, your tenths, and your hundredths. If you don't know your place value, remember, draw your line. Wherever your decimal is, put your 1. And then fill in the next ones with zeros. So you have 2/100. And that can be simplified. And then you'll have your answer. And it is negative. Don't forget your negative. So that alone takes out 2 choices because they're not negative. Your answer has to be a negative. Number 7. Jen prepared 4 apple pies and 6 chocolate pies for a party. At the party, 3 2/7 of the apple pies and 5 1/6 of the chocolate pies were eaten. Jen and her family later ate 1/2 of the pies that were left over. What fraction of each pie was still left? Okay, so we have 4 apple pies, and at the party 3 2/7 were 8. Okay, so let's do 4 minus 3 and 2/7. And then there were 6 chocolate pies, and 5 and 1/6 of those were 8. So, oops, 6 pies, and 5 and 1/6 were 8. There we go. So we have to subtract, and I would change this into a 3 and 7/7, same common denominator. So that would leave you with 5/7. And then here I would change this to a 5 whole. I'm just taking a whole away and turning it into the same denominator, because 6/6 equals 1. So 1 plus 5 is 6. That's what I've done. So 5 and 6/6 minus 5 and 1/6 is going to leave you with 5/6. And then it says half of those pies that they ate, half of those pies. So let's take this, divide it by 2, take this, divide it by 2, which in division of fractions we keep, change, flip. So keep, change, flip. First one would be 5/7 times 1/2. The next one is 5/6 times 1/2. This one was a very wordy problem. Multi-steps here. Multiply across, simplify if needed. Okay, that one was multi-step. All right, number 8. Aaron practiced piano for 1 1/3 hours on Monday and 5 6 hours on Tuesday. How much practice did he get in all those 2 days? Okay, we have 1 1/3 plus 5/6. Okay, we can do the C trick and then find a common denominator if we want. 3/4 plus 5/6. So I've got to multiply this by 2 to find the common denominator. So now we're at 8/6 plus 5/6. And then across, you're going to get 13/6. And then you need to simplify because the big man's on top. It's an improper fraction. And you can simplify that. Number 9. Davis traveled 35 miles in 1/2 hour. If he continues traveling at the same speed and started his journey at 2 p.m., what time will he reach his destination 245 miles away? He went 35 miles in a 1/2 hour. I'm going to use my decimal there. And I want to know, how long is it going to take him to go 245 over how many hours? And then you're going to have to do it from his start time, which was 2 p.m. Number 10, squeeze that one in here. Find the perimeter. Perimeter is adding everything up. So you're going to have 3 1/2 plus 4 1/6 plus 5 2/3. Okay, we need to change common denominator to a 6. You can do the C trick on all of them, or you can just find the common denominator, and that's what I'm going to do. Times 3 times 3 times 2 times 2. So 3 and 3/6 plus 4 and 1/6 plus 5 and 4/6. Add up all your whole numbers, which would be 12 whole, and then your numerators 8/6. This is improper. So I can take 6 out of that to make it 13. And that would be 2/3. And if you simplify that, you'll get your answer. That was part 1 of the review.